What is going on, y'all? Oh, man, listen. I got man, when I started walking in here to do the live, man. I'm gonna be honest. I was okay where we were, right? So down 21 zip going into the fourth quarter. Man, mentally I clocked out of this game probably mid third. Um, and then Atlanta started fighting, man. Fourth quarter, Atlanta looked good, started fighting. Then on a third down, one of the cleanest sacks I have seen this year. I've seen worse sacks. I've seen guys get to the quarterback, literally land on him, get up, trash talk him, no flag. I don't know what Grady Jarrett was supposed to do in this situation. The fact that they threw the flag, went over there, talked about it, and then came back and said that that was a penalty, bruh, stop. That let me know right then and there Atlanta wasn't winning this game regardless. Atlanta should have had a shot to go down there with a game winning drive. But instead, the refs pretty much sealed the game again for Tom Brady. This just proves, man, you can't touch Tom Brady, bro. You can't. When the game is on the line, you can't touch him. They're going to throw the flag every single solitary time. What's going on, John? What's going on, HM3? Um, Skip Bayless is trying to justify it by saying Brady hit his head like Tua. That's not a flag. If his head hit, so now, according to what Skip says, is if a quarterback hits his head, that's an automatic flag. That was a clean sack. Bruh, they clearly jobbed the Falcons on this one. Clearly jobbed us. And man, listen, I'm sorry. Until they start finding these refs for trash ass calls like this, you're going to get trash ass calls like this. Now watch. The NFL is going to review this play and say a flag shouldn't have been thrown Monday. Watch what I tell you. But what good does that do us in the interim? That's a loss. They allowed bro, I'm talking about I was sitting there hot. I'm trying to go the straight narrow road, man. I'm trying not to curse, but bruh, I let a couple fly. I let a couple of choice words fly at the TV when I saw that. Then they showed the instant replay, and I'm like, what was Grady Jarrett supposed to do in that situation? And the fact that Tom Brady got up asking for a flag. Bro, you got sacked. It was terrible, bro. That man, by far, easily this year, that is the worst flag this year. Easy. Because that cost you the game, essentially. Pretty much cost you the game. Because we were out of timeouts. They gave Tampa Bay, I think we had one timeout. They gave Tampa Bay a whole new set of damn downs, bro. That's home cooking right there, man. And I'm looking at this game from another perspective, looking at Tampa Bay. Because Tampa Bay had Mike Evans. They had Fournette. They had Godwin. And it took the refs jobbing a Falcons team that was without Cordell Patterson, without Kyle Pitts. That's what it took to beat this team. And they got spotted 21 points going into the fourth quarter. I guess they figure, you know what, man, we can't have Tom Brady lose to a team like this, man. And shout out to the Birds, man. Shout out to the Falcons. Because at halftime, I'm like, okay, it's 13 zip. D&P's defense is still ass in the first half. Still cheeks. We went from potentially putting up 3 to giving them 3. So I'm like, okay. But I'm gonna give this defense credit, man, in the second half. Defense came out, started playing some good ball. They gave up some third downs where you're like, damn, man. But they had a couple of 3 and outs. And that gave our offense a chance to get in there and do something. What's going on, Terrence? Let's see. Alex says, I don't know, Marcus. That defense played well enough to win. Going in half down 13 zip is good. Man, it could have been worse than that, man. That defense was playing like cheeks in the first half. We were lucky it was 13-0, and it should have been 10-3. Worst case scenario. But then they allowed in like 32 seconds for Tampa Bay to go down the field to get a field goal. So D&P's, man, the team plays, listen, the team plays out of their mind in the second half. This was another display of Atlanta playing out of their depths. Because again, they don't have 2 of their best offensive weapons in Cordell Patterson and Kyle Pitts. I guarantee you Atlanta's watching what I saw today. I'm guaranteeing Atlanta would have walked away with this one easy if we would have had both of those guys. Easily. Tampa is showing me that they probably, this is Tom Brady's last season with him. Then they're going to go back to being absolute trash. And 2, they going to make the playoffs, but they're going to be a 1. They getting up out of there first round. I don't know what's going on, but we almost stepped on them on the road without 2 of our key players. Bro, it took a ref to job you. Ref had to lift you up. And I'm pretty sure all those refs got some of that brown paper bag money as soon as they walked off the field. I'm positive of it. Because there's no way in hell a competent ref can look at that and still throw a flag and go over there and converse with another ref. And the other ref is like, yeah, I saw the same thing you saw. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and give him a fresh set of downs. On a pivotal third down. Brady was caught dead to rights, man. But you let Skip tell it, he hit his head. God damn it, that's a penalty. Marcus Mariota got sacked 5 times today. I'm pretty positive we can find a sack on Mariota that was a lot worse than what Tom Brady got on that third down. They ain't throw nothing. This is one of the reasons why people don't like Tom Brady. When you look at the tuck rule, deflate gate, the fact that you can't touch Tom Brady at all. If he looks up at the ref funny, they throw a flag. Even if it's on a clean play. But that's neither here nor there, man. I'm proud of my boys today. Because quite honestly, the way that we played in the first, I think we put up like 71 yards or 76 yards in the first half. We were pathetic. Pathetic. I'm sitting there at the beginning of the third quarter talking about, hey, listen. Hey, man, why don't y'all just go ahead and put Ritter in there, man? Why don't y'all just go ahead and put Ritter in? Marcus Mariota played a decent game. I give it to him. The run game just started taking flight in the second half. I don't know why we run like this in the second half. We can't run like this on the first half, whatever reason. But this is the second game where Atlanta's almost rushed for almost 200 yards. Huntley in stretches look good. Algier in stretches look good. But man, this one kind of hurts, man. It hurts actually for the wrong reason this time. Usually it's us wetting the bed, and then you're like, man, we should have won that game, man. Now we're looking at it like, man, we should have won that game, but we got jobbed. But I will still say, though, even though I think Marcus Mariota played it, man, it was the average game, man. He made a couple of good throws. Wasn't nothing to write home about. But man, to his credit, he doesn't have Pitts. He doesn't have Cordell Patterson. Pitts is a key role in our offense because even though Pitts might not get a lot of passes, he's going to draw coverage over to his side, which makes it a lot easier for guys like Zach. Makes it easier for guys like London. London's going to see man coverage. But you take that out of the equation, it is, it's devastating to your offense. So when I saw that they ruled Pitts out for this week, I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a long one. That's what I said before the game. But man, after watching it, I'm like, hey, bro, I can't say nothing bad about them. They fought. And as average as I think Marcus Mariota played, it was still 20 times better than Matt Ryan played on Thursday Night Football. Even with the average play of Mariota, he was still better than Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan's team won. Now, I remember I was part of this group, man, for years. And I was called a Matt Ryan hater. And I'm going to bring this up. I was called a Matt Ryan hater for years. Man, he's going to go to another team and he's going to win a ring. Y'all don't know how good y'all got it. Or y'all won't see how good you got it until he's gone. Boy, they were roasting Matt Ryan on Twitter Thursday night. The only reason the Colts even won is because it seems like Russell Wilson fell off a bigger mountain than Matt Ryan did. I told people we should have got off of Matt. I would have took Marcus Mariota 2 years ago. Because think about it. Even though we lost, we still put up more points than the damn Colts. I would have took Mariota 2 years ago in a heartbeat. Matt Ryan has been cheeks. You can't run this offense that Arthur Smith's running right now with Matt Ryan. You can't do it. Think about this, man. We are averaging 150 to 160 yards rushing right now. This is a year removed from Matt Ryan. Last year, the year before, we couldn't run the ball. We went from having one of the worst O-lines, supposedly, with Matt Ryan to one of the best in a matter of a year. Now, all of a sudden, the Colts have one of the worst offensive lines in football. So, I'll still take Mariota. Mariota, I'll put it to you this way. Mariota played good enough for us to win today without two of our key pieces. But yeah, the NFL is going to have to explain this one, man, because, yeah. One of them refs or two of them refs were on the take. You even had Tampa Bay fans on Twitter, bruh, talking about it was a clean sack and how they don't really feel good about this win. You got Bucs fans, the ones that sprouted up out of nowhere 2 years ago. They even saying this was clean. At some point, they're gonna have to address the favoritism they're giving to a 44-year-old quarterback. This ain't the first time that Brady's gotten away with penalties like this. This was a game-breaking penalty, fam. We get the sack, man. We get the ball. We got one more timeout. All the momentum's our way. All we got to do is score a tub to win. That's it. And it seemed like at that point, Tampa couldn't stop the run or the pass. The refs knowing this, flag. They're gonna have to explain this one, man, because I'm sorry, but this wasn't just a gimme win, or a game where it was just decided that Tampa was just the better team. I can take an L if it's the better team, especially this week. I could have took this L if we would have got the ball back and just couldn't convert for a touchdown. I'd have took this one. Hey, man, great way to fight back, guys. Let's get right next week. But you just gonna take this game. Man, that don't sit right with me, man. It's like in boxing. When you get jobbed in boxing, you have a boxer that's just been dominating for 12 rounds. And then 3 judges see it for the other person. And you're like, what? Everybody see this. And then the judges just go ahead and bounce and get the hell up out of there. Get their check. This is what this feels like. HM3 says them Ryan Knights are sick now in the group because there's no more excuses. Man, when I tried to say it for years, even going into Arthur Smith's first year, I was like, if there's anybody that can cure Matt Ryan, it might be him. But you can tell they didn't want Matt Ryan. Man, they gave Matt Ryan away for a bag of flaming hot chips and a Fanta pineapple drink. They ain't want Matt Ryan. When Deshaun Watson gave him the call and said, hey, man, I'm thinking about coming to play in Atlanta, man, my hometown. Man, Atlanta was shifting stuff around to get Deshaun Watson, knowing they couldn't start him immediately. They said, man, you know what? Let's go ahead and get him. Man ain't got no more juice in him, man. That game, first of all, that game was horrible. That Thursday night game was horrible. The Saints win, yeah, but that puts the Saints at 2 wins. So that knocks us back down at 3rd place because we lost 2 divisional games. But on the positive side, I see 2 things. One, Tampa is totally beatable now. Now, I don't want nobody to talk about, well, man, they ain't have Julio, man. If they'd had Julio, bro, Julio ain't been available. Man, think about this, bro. Julio had a whole offseason. That man's played in what, 2 games? Man, Julio wouldn't have been a threat in this game. I'm telling you, man, them hammies are gone. I'll put a bet on it right now. The next time we play Tampa, Julio probably ain't going to be available to play then. But, man, listen, we know we're in a rebuild. I like the way this team looked in the second half, man. First half, not so much. First half, man, we start slow. We got to change that. Well, let me say the defense starts slow. Defense has been straight cheeks in first halves. Third down is the worst, man. Some of these third downs, man. I'm not even lying, man. Sometimes I don't even want to watch. I don't even want to look at the TV. But they stiffened up in the second half, so I'm gonna give them. They're right butt. They played right butt cheek today. I give them that because they played good in the second half. So they played right cheek today. But even with that, man, I'm still highly impressed with this team. This team is battling anybody that you put in our way. Think about it. We just played Tampa Bay. We got job from them. Tampa won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. The Rams had to take a safety to run clock and run out of there with the win. They won the Super Bowl last year. So look at what it's taken for high caliber teams to beat us. And we're in a rebuilding phase. And listen, man, let me say something. There's an APP out for Bryan Edwards. I said this last week. Is this guy even playing? I saw him catch one ball today. I'm like, what are y'all doing with this guy? Because clearly this guy isn't doing anything. I like how our running backs, man, our running game just looks glorious now. So on to some of the positives. Our running game looks, don't matter who you put back there, man. Huntley looked good again, man. Allgeier's starting to show us signs. Hey, man, I might be that dude, but I will say this, man. I'm still more Huntley than I am Allgeier. Jay Lana, what's going on? Let's get to some of these comments. Jay Lana says, hasn't it been the opposite the last few years? The first half, they start off fast. Then they disappear in the second half. Last couple years, man, it's just been terrible all around. We couldn't score. What's going on in Indy with the Colts is essentially what had been going on with us the last 2 years. We couldn't score. So the offense didn't look good at all. Man, defense didn't really look good. There were some plays, here and there over the years where the defense did enough to give the offense a chance to win, and the offense just didn't come through. I believe we would have came through this game. John said, who's Bryan Edwards? Exactly, fam. Exactly. So this one's going to sting, man, but I think it's going to sting for the right reasons because everybody knows that we got jobbed. Everybody knows this. And when they talk about Tampa Bay this week, that's all they're going to talk about. Because it wasn't like they were just beating the brakes off of us and then Grady Jarrett got that sack and then it was just a bad call. Man, if we were down 21-0 and that play happened, man, nobody would really give a damn. We would have been like, okay, all right. But that was a pivotal down, man. But man, I'm proud. I'm proud of my boys again, man. I thought this was probably going to be a rough year. And it still might be as far as wins and losses. But the fact that these guys are coming out every Sunday and they're playing, I mean, down to the wire. And I'm starting to see what teams that are potential playoff teams, what they're having to do to keep us off their ass. That makes me proud a little bit, bro. We ain't talking about Houston. Dude, look at that Thursday night game. The Colts only won because Denver was just that much worse than they were. This team right now, as constructed, would beat the brakes off the Colts. Probably beat the Broncos too. And these are two teams that have decent defenses. But if you can't score, that's going to be a big problem. And it seems like right now, Atlanta doesn't really have, even though we only put up 15, Tampa only put up 21. For all of what Tom Brady is, they only put up 21. On this defense, that is 27th. With their horses. I'm not even calling Julio a horse at this point. With 3 guys that won a Super Bowl ring with Tom Brady. They were there. Do you think we can beat San Francisco next week? Yes. Well, hold on. That depends. Because we're without Cordell Patterson for another 3 weeks. I don't know the status of Kyle Pitts, whether they sat him down this week or they're going to sit him down for a couple of weeks. But I'm liking how Huntley. Listen, I don't know what they're gonna do with Williams when he gets back right, but bruh, Huntley won me over in the preseason. So I think we got a shot. I think we have a better shot, of course, if Pitts is playing. San Francisco has a good defense, got a good offense, but they got Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. And I mean, all he does is win, but yeah, Garoppolo makes some bozo plays. Abel, what's going on? Abel says, we're still in the race and week 17 will be a different game. Yeah, man, it's, Tampa's up a game on us. The Saints are now, they've won two. So yeah, man, it's still early on, man. Atlanta can put a string of wins together, man. And who knows? The magic number for me, though, even going into this season, is 7. Because Atlanta is rebuilding. So we have to, as Falcons fans, we have to be realistic in expectations. I think they're a lot further along than I thought they would be. They're playing competitive every week. They're playing competitive football every single week. This was a competitive game. Wasn't a competitive first quarter or second quarter, or maybe even third quarter. But it just seems like something went off in the Falcons and we started to make a run. So we know this team is going to fight. And sometimes that's what you need in a team in a rebuild. Because this team last year, nope. Team the year before, nope. When they had, and fam, mind you, we had Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones 2 years ago. Y'all want to know how many games we won with them? So again, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Jay Lana says, actually, most of the first half was competitive. The Bucs looked like they were about to break away in the third, and then the Falcons started making a comeback in the fourth. Yeah, I wouldn't say the first half was competitive when they were up 13 zip. But we missed, I will say this, we missed a lot of stuff, though. We missed a lot of stuff. We were lucky to only be down 13. But the fourth quarter, man, listen, it seems like every week I'm more and more impressed with this team because they shouldn't even be this competitive, if we're being honest. Vegas had them at 2 wins at the beginning of the season. That means they thought we were going to be straight ass cheeks all year. There were going to be 2 weeks out of the year where we were going to find a way to win. But other than that, we was going to be straight cheeks. Now we're starting to surprise some people. Tom Brady knows he got away with one. Yeah, I got them off. Yeah, I had to play some somber music, man, because I'm like, bro, what the hell's going? Come on, man. But I think this is going to be a week that Falcons fans can actually accept. I think going through this week, this is a week we're going to be like, man, y'all know we got robbed out of that game, man. And you going after cats stop making their jokes. Yeah, man, you know that, man, listen, that was a clean sack. Y'all got robbed. Even they gonna start admitting it. Like I said, you can hop on Twitter right now. There are Tampa Bay fans right now, bruh, talking about how they got away with one. You only get away with one if it got stolen from the other team. But I'm definitely going to be watching Undisputed in the morning, man, because I want to hear how Skip Bayless stretches logic on this one. Because we already know what Shannon going to say. Skip, you know that was some bull jive, Skip. Grady Jarrett got to that man, Skip. And you know Skip's going to be like, it's my turn to talk. Skip, I'm telling you, somebody got paid on that one, Skip. If I was the Falcons, I'd be launching a full-on investigation on that one. Skip is going to be in outer space with his logic tomorrow. 99.9% of the world knows that's a clean sack. The other 1% is Skip Bayless. Well, Shannon, we saw what happened with Tua. We saw what happened with Teddy Bridgewater. He hit his head. When he got up, he didn't show no signs of being concussed, did he? He looked at that ref like, you know what to do. Tom Brady looked at that ref like, you know what to do. And that ref looked at him like, yes, boss. But anyway, man, it is what it is. I'm going to get ready for next week. We going to bounce back. If I'm Arthur Smith talking to the locker room, man, hey, I'm proud of you guys. Because we was about to get that dub. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We were about to get that dub. The refs knew it. Tom Brady knew it. Todd Bowles knew it. But yeah, man, trust me. Come Monday, mark my words when I tell you this. The NFL is going to say that should have never been a flag. That doesn't change anything to me. What they need to start doing when refs make terrible, egregious calls like this, they need to dig in their pocketbook like they do these players. Now make the fine, of course, cost effective to the refs, but you need to start hitting them upside the head. Because this cost the team a game. So I know someone say, well, Mark, how you know that Atlanta would have won if they would have got the ball back? Well, I don't, but I know for sure when they threw that flag, Tampa was going to win. I do know that. And it would have made it a lot harder if Atlanta would have got the ball back. That's why it's an egregious call. But anyway, I'm going to look more into this Bryan Edwards thing, man, because I have no idea what this guy's doing. I have no idea what he's doing. As far as the run game, man, look, everything else, I'm pretty content with this game, even though we were down, 0-13, then went down 21-zip. That final box score says 15-21, and it also says that the Falcons got jobbed at the end. So I'll live with it this week. But anyway, man, that is all I have. HM says Sharp might cuss again on there like he did about Draymond Green situation. Listen, man, there's only so many times you can say bull jive, bruh, before it slips out. There's only so many times. And you can tell that really he might let one slip today because everybody knows that was a bad call. Shannon gonna tell when Skip jumps off the cliff with his reasoning, Shannon gonna tell him, you need to Skip, you need to stop. You need to stop, Skip. Everybody knows that was a sack, Skip. 4th down. Atlanta get the ball back. You know what was gonna happen. I'm gonna be watching. But anyway, man, I'll go ahead and take this one, man. It is what it is. We dropped down to 2-3. Still a lot of football left to play. We get Cordell Patterson back in a couple of weeks. By that time, Huntley probably been promoted up to the number 2 running back. Who knows? We might get a Desmond Ridder sighting somewhere in this season. Excuse me. So again, man, these aren't games that I'm just going to absolutely stress myself about, man, because we are in a rebuild. So it is what it is, man. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop up off of here, man. And I will get back at you guys. I'm going to do another video during the week. I'm going to promise you guys that. But with that being said and done, man, I'm up out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace.